Hello, my friend. This is Clyde, the best model of a family. Our church has been engaged in a season of prayer during the month of August, and one of the main features is an online prayer service each weekday morning from 6 to 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is the last week of what has been an enriching experience. Each day we have a different focus, and so this week I am trespassing on the schedule that they use and borrow the daily focus, at least the topic, and use it each day to build on something for our benefit. This being the first day of the week, the focus is families. Let us provide a working definition of a family that will help us to appropriately identify it and see how we can create a godly model of a family. Sociologists provide us with a fundamental definition of the family, which they describe as a social unit consisting of two adults living in a committed relationship with their children. Within the Christian community, a family is defined as a man and a woman who are married to each other with or without children. This specific unit of persons live together based on biblical principles and in an environment that thrives on respect, love, and mutual support. The creation of the family started with God, who made a man and took him to a place called the Garden of Eden. God introduced the man to the idea of work, and during that time, God acknowledged something fundamental, that it is not good that the man should be alone, and so God created a woman, and they got married. Genesis 2. This was the foundation of what was to later become a family. We see Adam and Eve having 3 sons, and that produced some of the dynamics that families experience. One day, the first son killed the second son in a fit of jealousy. That is one of the issues that families deal with, the element of conflict, and consequently, the family becomes the first place that humans learn to resolve conflict. What is the cause of this and other problems that family face? The first error the original couple made was to disobey God, and consequently, they experienced death, except this was not physical death as we know it, but a break of the relationship between humans and God. That comes with everything bad, including pain at childbirth, conflict between family members, and a whole bunch of negative experiences that we have in families today. Over the course of time, God has instructed families to implement godly standards that are vital to the restoration of good and healthy family life. One such principle is that of a family which serves God. The head of the family exercises a choice which direction they will go in relation to serving God. There are 2 fundamental options: to serve any other than God, or to serve God. But if serving the Lord seems undesirable to you, then choose for yourselves this day whom you will serve, whether the gods your ancestors served beyond the Euphrates or the gods of the Amorites in whose land you are living. But as for me and my household, we will serve the Lord. Joshua 24 and verse 15. For a family to effectively serve the Lord, the Word of God has to be introduced and taught in the family, which means the parents have to be committed to biblical teachings and practices by the members of the family. Moses received from God a package of activities that families should engage in, and one such feature is that the Word of God must become front and center. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your strength. These commandments that I give you today are to be on your hearts. Impress them on your children. Talk about them when you sit at home and when you walk along the road, when you lie down and when you get up. Tie them as symbols on your hands and bind them on your foreheads. Write them on the door frames of your houses and on your gates. Deuteronomy 6 verses 4 to 9. We find that this is not boot camp. This is a way of life for all the members of the family. The parents are called on to adopt godly principles in their relationship with each other in order to have a healthy marriage. This requires a commitment to being faithful to each other and to love and honor each other in the capacity as husband and wife. The Bible teaches that the husband ought to love his wife like how Christ loves the church, and that the wife should submit to her husband like how the church submits to Christ. As for children, one understands that it is the responsibility of the parents to raise up children on what is taught as God stated, and this is therefore laying a foundation for the future. Start children off on the way they should go, and even when they are old, they will not turn from it. Proverbs 22 and verse 6. In fact, it shapes the children's behavior in an admirable way. Children are precious, I dare say priceless, and so the godly parents understand that children are to live in a loving and caring environment, which makes training them in the ways of God part of laying the foundation for the future. Children are a heritage from the Lord, offspring a reward from Him. Like arrows in the hands of a warrior are children born in one's youth. Blessed is the man whose quiver is full of them. They will not be put to shame when they contend with their opponents in court. Psalm 127 verses 3 to 5. I want to end with a strong declaration straight from the Bible, a declaration over you and your family. It is my hope that your family will thrive under the hand of God, and that the members of your family individually and collectively will serve God and enjoy serving God and all the benefits that God has to offer the family that serves Him. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make His face shine on you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn His face toward you and give you peace. Numbers 6:24 to 26.